Gotcha, baby. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward to probably the best game of the weekend, and it's a super rivalry as well too, and that's going to be number 11 Tennessee 2-0 at Florida 1-1. And Florida, you know what? Florida is not in a as bad a shape as everybody wants them to be. You know what happened in game 1? They played against a team that had revenge on their mind. Their team wanted to absolutely destroy Florida after what happened last season and them losing a game in the last seconds of that game as well too. So you don't have your NFL drafted quarterback anymore to save you this time, and pretty much Utah went ahead and ripped you apart. It's an early game in the season, and Florida really kind of played with a lot of nerves, with the idea that they knew it was going to be a tough game. It was going to be a tough night. And this was going to be something that, was going to be difficult to win because you're in Utah. And if the game is close, they're going to give Utah all the calls. We've came to realize this over the last few years. Utah actually has became like the new Notre Dame, Jeff. You know what I mean? Remember, you go to Notre Dame, last 2 minutes of the game, if it's going to be a hold or something like that, it's going to be on your team, not Notre Dame. You know what I mean? And that's how it is with Utah now. They have a certain, mojo at home. You know what I mean? So I think that Tennessee is coming in here as a team that's front running a little bit, Jeff. They ain't play nobody the first 2 weeks of the season. I think when you start off your season, you get whooped. I mean, whooped, like Florida did. It's great motivation for when you go into these big rivalry games like they're going to do with Tennessee on Saturday. And I feel like what happens in this game is going to be a lot of different elements to where you can probably get a monster effort from Florida in this spot. I'm going to be bold here, Jeff, because I do not trust Joe. What is it, Joe Mixon? Joe
Milton.
Milton, my bad. Joe Milton, my bad. Because I got to be all the way PC correct. I messed up on a boxing fight date. I'm getting eviscerated for it. But I just like I said. But did you listen to the analysts I had for the fight? Who cares about the date? But you know. So we got Tennessee 2-0. And I think that they think that they own Florida, and that's not the right mentality in the Florida matchup, in my opinion. Because I remember growing up, and Florida used to have their absolute way with Tennessee, and so I've still seen that for the last decade. So pretty much, I know that Tennessee had a great one against them last year, and they had a great team last season. But this team is different this year, in my opinion, and I truly do feel that Florida just doesn't cover, they can win this game. So I like the plus 6.5. And I know it's going to be probably plus 200, plus 190, something of that nature, because I can see Gator alumni, Gators fans going really heavy on their team this weekend. If we were in Vegas right now, I could see a guy put 20,000 on the Gators easily. But then you have some goofball come in there and put 50,000 on Tennessee. So it is what it is at the end of the day. But I know that possibly Florida will probably take more tickets in this game, and Tennessee is going to take more money in this game.
I look at my numbers. I had a 7 with a 57. So some quick math here. 31, 24 was short there. Right around 33-28, somewhere in there, 33-27. Tennessee kind of played grab ass last week. The big question here, very simply, is which Mr. Milton will show up. Tennessee last year was phenomenal. Offensively, put up 50 with Mr. Hooker left, right in every game. Florida, on the other hand, I don't want to say a rebuilding year, but not a lot of high expectations. Yep, money's coming in on Florida, as you said, Pops. As I speak right now, it's down to actually it's 6.5. Next move is 6 at a 58 right now. So if you like Florida, my suggestion very simply is if your book offers 6.5, buy the hook, take it up to 7. So 8 or better beat you. I think you're going to have a real competitive game, a high scoring game. And I'll take it a step further, Pups. Last team with the ball wins the game. How's that, Pups?
Hey, that sounds right on to me, brother. That sounds right on to me. I think that that's the move, to be exact, right there. And that's what rivalry games are all about. So, with that, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break. And I know Jeff, I can see it in his face. He's going to get excited that we get to talk some baseball, because all you football fans know that it's great, football is back and everything like that, but you're being rude. Baseball is in full bloom right now. We're at the stretch drive of the best part of the season. So, baseball going to get its spotlight. I don't care. Football, they talk about you 24/7, 365. Baseball, you're going to get your 5 minutes here, okay? So, you guys stay tuned. This is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles, with the one and only Pop Dibiase, the Primetime Capper, and the Don of Cape Cod, Mr. Jeff Dawson, and we'll be right back.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another, and Nyquist,